I'm going to give you guys all the secrets that rich people know that keeps them building wealth while it keeps other people at the bottom never able to get to the top. What's the difference between the people that stay at the bottom and the people that are at the top? Stay tuned if you want to learn how to become rich in 2020. Hey honeybees, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Sierra. I do videos on lifestyle and finance, of course. I'm a full-time mortgage loan officer, and I've helped thousands of people to build wealth. I take the tips that I've used to create wealth for other people in hopes that it inspires you, educates you, and motivates you to start building wealth. So the really sad reality is that most people are living paycheck to paycheck, downtrodden with tons of debt, student loan debt, credit card debt, medical bills, collections, not able to live their best life, to save, buy property, to build wealth, investments. Most people are barely making it. I went through this after having graduated college and even grad school. I had these prestigious degrees, but I had no credit, no income, and a pile of student loan debt. I felt really hopeless, literally felt like I was starting completely from the bottom. Even with my first job that I got out of college, I still was living paycheck to paycheck, having to pay down debt, and it's really frustrating, and you can sometimes really feel hopeless. I had to start completely from ground zero, and I have made my way to where I am today. I'm going to let you guys in on all my secrets, tips, and tricks, starting from the bottom and getting here, and how you too can go from the financial bottom of the barrel to become rich and to become wealthy and to live a fulfilling life where you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck and you can actually enjoy life, build wealth, save, invest, travel. I'm going to let you in on what the rich do so that you too can start building wealth. So today's video is based on the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. I don't know if I said that right. I had been trying to read this book for months. I mean, I had it on hold at the library and it was always checked out. In today's age, it's really hard to sit down and read books just because we have social media. We're always so busy and time is actually money. The secret of millionaires is that they are constantly reading and they are constantly gaining knowledge. So for those of you who do want to become wealthy and to become a millionaire, getting knowledge is going to be key. I wanted to recommend to you guys the Blinkist app, which is how I was able to consume this entire book in 15 minutes and bring this video to you guys. The Blinkist app is an app that will summarize an entire book. It takes all the important points of the book and it puts it into about a 10 to 15 minute read. The Blinkist app has been helping me to consume tons of books on finance and wealth and just tons of knowledge. So you see that I Will Teach You to Be Rich, The Millennial Money Makeover, The Millionaire Dropout, Everyday Millionaires by Chris Hogan, 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness, and you can either read them or actually listen to them. So you're able to consume a ton of knowledge in a really short amount of time. This is really key to building wealth and knowledge. This is one way that you can actually do that without spending tons of time away from your job or your family or your responsibilities or your hobby. So I'm going to leave the link below for you guys to try it out. The first 100 people to sign up via that link in the description box are going to get 1 week of unlimited access to try it out. If you really like it, you'll get 25% off the full membership once the trial is over. The 7-day trial is completely free and you can cancel when it's over if you don't want it anymore. So I definitely encourage you guys to check that out and click that link below. Okay, so in this video, more specifically, I'm going to teach you 3 principles that the author of this book talks about. The first is you're going to learn how to spend 20% of your income guilt-free, not having to worry about feeling guilty about spending on things that you want or things that you love. This means travel. This means that purse you wanted. This means anything that catches your eye. You can spend 20% of your income guilt-free, and I'm going to teach you how. You're also going to learn the difference between a 401k and an IRA. The This is going to help you to build generational wealth and to retire comfortably and not have to worry about money as you get older. And lastly, you're going to learn how to set up a totally hands-free investment and saving system. Okay, so the first thing that you have to start doing on your journey to becoming rich and to becoming wealthy is to let go of some of the cliche financial practices and things that you've gotten from the media and from TV, things that maybe your mom has taught you or your dad or things like that. You have to start taking responsibility for your own finances and stop making excuses for things that you don't know or blaming yourself for not being educated on finances. Most people aren't. You have to completely let go of that. Let go of your circumstances, let go of your past financial advice, your situation, what your parents have or haven't taught you, what your school may not have taught you, what you may not have learned. Let it all completely go. And today you are going to start fresh. Let go of the guilt, let go of the blame, and allow yourself to start a completely new journey. You also have to stop your fear of losing money, which I know sounds so contradictory, but losing money actually teaches you how to keep it. Especially if you're younger, put away that fear of losing money. Don't be afraid to do things with your money because you fear that you're going to lose it. It's a learning process and you're not going to get rich overnight. This is not a get rich overnight kind of thing. You are going to learn and grow, and you're going to become more financially responsible by learning from the situations that cause you to lose money. So don't be stagnant with your money because you fear losing it. And you also have to stop making excuses for not being able to save. No matter what your financial situation is, you can save. Instead of making yourself feel like you can't save because you can't put away $100 every week to save, who cares? If all you have is $1, put $1 into savings a week or $1 a day. Save what you can instead of saving nothing. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out the way with and you've kind of retrained your mind and you've completely changed your mindset, you're like, Sierra, what do I do to become rich? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start using your credit cards smartly. Understanding how to harness the power of credit cards is going to be the first step to learning how to save and to become rich. Having good credit is key to living a comfortable life and to being able to save. So having good credit is key, and the vehicle to building good credit is credit cards. Now, just because I'm telling you to use credit cards as a means to establish good credit, it doesn't mean that you need to go out there and get a ton of credit cards and go spending. Actually, I'm going to advise you to decrease your spending and start paying off your debt. You want to keep your debt below 35% utilization for each card. And if you don't have any credit cards, a great way to start or to build your credit is to get a secured credit card. And I do have another video where I talk about that more, which I'll link down below. But a secured credit card essentially allows you to put a deposit. So say you put $50 in, then they give you a line of credit for $50, and you can use that line of credit as you would any other normal credit card. This allows you to start building credit if you A, don't have any credit, or if you B, have bad credit and you can't get approved for a credit card. So no matter your situation, you can get a credit card to start rebuilding your credit. I will link below a secured credit card I recommend. You guys ask me so much, and the one that I recommend is the Discover secured card. It's the one that I use, and they do have a promotion to where if you use the link below, you can get, I think it's a $50 credit on your card once you open an account. So definitely check that out if you are somebody who is needing to build credit and you want to check out a good secured credit card. One hack I want to give you is that it's definitely worth it to contact your credit card company and to request that they waive the annual fees or service fees. A lot of times credit card companies will actually do this. So this is going to help you to build your credit without spending extra fees on the credit card, if at all possible. And if you're able to get a credit card that has rewards that will allow you to get, free flights or cash back, the Discover It actually gives you cash back. They match what you spend, so you actually make money from the credit card. I suggest that if you're going to charge something on your credit card, only charge something you know you have the cash for, so that you can just pay it right back off. And that way you never have to incur interest charges, and then you're still getting cash back, so you're actually building your credit, you're making money, and you are avoiding interest. So that is, to me, the best way to build credit and to even make a little bit of money on the side. So my next tip is to choose the best bank account with the highest interest rate. So ideally, this kind of account is one with 0 fees and gives you a high interest rate. For example, my bank account, I pay no service fees. Additionally, with my bank account, I don't have to pay any ATM fees. I get reimbursed for those. And then I also get money every month as a interest-bearing dividend. So based on the amount of money that I keep in my account, they will give me a percentage of that at the end of the month for free. I make money off of my bank account. So if you can get a interest-bearing account, try to find the best bank account with 0 fees and the highest amount of interest or dividends that come back to you. I am with a credit union, and so what I've noticed is that credit unions tend to have the highest interest rate yield, but any account that has 0 fees and gives you a high interest rate is going to be really beneficial for you, because you're actually going to be making passive income. You're going to be making money without spending money. Online banks often provide the best interest rates, so that's something to check out. I'm hearing a lot about online banking now. Their overhead costs are minimal and they don't have to spend money on branches or marketing, so consequently their customer service is better and they can handle lower profit margins like than traditional banks. They also offer interest rates 6 to 10 times higher than a conventional bank. Now, for the best bank accounts, at minimum, you should have 1 checking account and 1 savings account. You need to use your checking account for just regular purchases and withdrawals, and your savings to save money for things like vacations or things you might want to purchase, or just upcoming expenses that you need to save for. If you opt to go this route, a really simple way to manage your money is to keep 1.5 months of living expenses in your checking and then just put everything else into your savings. This can keep it really simple for those of you who are confused about how much money to put in what account, to put where, when. 1.5 months of living expenses in your checking and put the rest in your savings. So my next tip is to open an investment account even if you only have $50 to start. I talked about the checking account, and of course you'll have a savings account, but the amount of dividends that these yield are pennies compared to what investments can yield you over time. So the first way to do this is to take advantage of 401k if your employer offers this. This is a retirement account that your employer contributes to and that you can also contribute to. But the big advantage with the 401k is it gives you tax advantages as well as allows you to make money over time, and you get free money because your employer matches it. So by far, if you have to choose an investment account, this is the top type of investment account I would recommend and what he recommends in the book. After your 401k, you should open a Roth IRA, which is also another type of interest-bearing retirement account, but instead of your employer's money, you use your own money. It's strongly encouraged to have both a 401k and an IRA because unlike a 401k, an IRA lets you invest your money in a wide variety of areas. And you can really invest in whatever you want, such as stocks or index funds. It just gives you a lot more options. And also an advantage of a Roth IRA, unlike the 401k, is the Roth IRA, you don't get taxed on your interest earned. So when you withdraw funds at retirement, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So if you're young and you don't have a lot of money to invest in an IRA, that's fine. Start an IRA with whatever the minimum is that your bank requires, and you can contribute as little as maybe $20 a month or $50 a month to the Roth IRA. By your retirement, you will have multiplied and tripled and exponentiated that money, and you could even make yourself become a millionaire. I remember reading something saying that if you start investing in a mutual fund at the age of 25, by like 65, you will be a millionaire. So don't sleep on the power of investing, and don't get overwhelmed by it or intimidated by it. An easy way to start investing is through your 401k and a Roth IRA. So the next tip is to figure out how much you're spending and direct your money where to go. So in the book, the author talks about conscious spending, and this is something I also adopted a long time ago. What he recommends and what I also recommend is what's called a conscious spending plan. So conscious spending is essentially guilt-free spending. You cut back on things that aren't really important to you, and you allow yourself to spend freely or guilt-free on things that are most important to you. So for example, a lot of financial advisors or speakers or people in the media will tell you to stop buying lattes. It's a waste of money. But if you really like lattes, all you need to do is cut back in other areas. Maybe you don't have to have the name brand toothpaste and you don't care about that. Or maybe you don't have to have premium gas and you don't care about that. Or maybe getting your nails done. You know how to do your own nails. I don't know what it is. Just find different ways to cut back in other areas so you can allow yourself to spend freely and guilt-free on things that are really important to you and you enjoy. I talk about this concept actually in a previous video where I talk about how to save and become rich. I'll link that below. But my philosophy is cut back on areas that aren't important to you, and that allows you to spend freely on things that are important to you. It's actually pretty simple if you think about it. Now here's an example spending plan. You don't have to use this exact one, but this is an example. So here's how you can break down a percentage of how you spend. So take whatever you make, your income, and you can spend 60% on fixed costs. So that means like rent, utilities, debt, anything that's fixed, anything that's necessary. 60% of your income will go towards that. Then you could put 10% on your investments, so that's between your 401k and your Roth IRA. Then you can spend 10% on savings. So this is saving for vacations, gifts, unexpected expenses, things like that. And then lastly, you'll have 20% to just have guilt-free spending. So you can spend it on whatever you want. I really love this concept because it really makes saving and spending very functional and realistic, and I think it teaches your mind to save consciously and to spend consciously, and it just helps to provide balance. So I recommend that. The author of the book recommends it, and I would love to have comments down below for you guys to share any tips you have on ways that you cut back or ways that you consciously spend, so that we can maybe learn some things from you. And lastly, ignore the experts and invest the simple way. Experts will tell you to invest your money in certain ways between stocks and bonds and mutual funds, and to put money here, don't put money there. No one can predict the market, okay? So don't worry about what financial advisors are necessarily telling you. In fact, there was some research that revealed 47 of 50 advisory firms persistently advise investors on shares in companies right up until the date they filed filed for bankruptcy. So that just shows you can't just trust everything someone else says. Keep it simple. The author of the book talks about life cycle funds or age-based funds. Basically, the concept of this is that at your younger ages, you invest more in stocks and the riskier investments because you have more time. Say in your 20s, you can invest more in stocks because you can afford to take more risk in your 20s. And as you get older, you invest in more stable funds. And really just keeping it simple, you can just have a 401k and a Roth IRA like we talked about. So that is kind of an overview of some key points of how to start from nothing to become wealthy and to become rich. These are the keys. I'm telling you guys, I had to learn this from experience, but I'm here giving these gems to you. So no matter what your age is or where you are in your financial journey, these tips can definitely help you. I definitely suggest that the first thing you do is to start changing your mindset and building more knowledge, and then take into account the steps I've given you in this video. I hope you were able to learn something. Please do leave your comments and questions down below. Make sure to hit that bell button for notifications so you'll be automatically notified when I upload my next money and finance video. Also, make sure to subscribe so you can be a part of the Honeybee family. I love you guys so much. I love you to the bank and back, and I'll see you in my next video.